friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 132. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan, and I love to crochet and I love to knit. And I like to sew too, I just don't get to it as often as I would like. Welcome. There's a couple new subscribers. Hello, I'm glad you found me. And those who are returning, glad you came back. This podcast is about my life and all of the yarny goodness that I put into my life because I need it right now. So all that yarny goodness you can actually find on my social media, which is all linked in the description box down below, as well as all the patterns that I talk about and any of the fancy yarns that I'm going to talk about. That's all down in the description box down below. So welcome again. Thank you for coming. So I usually start with life stuff. We're going to avoid talking about the thing that shall not be named, which is next Saturday. Big event at my job. Even thinking about it, I feel my blood pressure rising. I feel my heart rate, I'm starting to get a hot flash, although it is 92 degrees outside on September 21st. Crazy. I've turned off the air so you can hear me. So it's gonna be warm in here. Anyway. Yeah. Dutch Fest. Big event at my job. This next week is going to be nuts. So, resting as much as I can this weekend. I did see a TikTok video about this girl. She suffers from sensory disorders, and she was saying that if she has a big event where she's sensory overload, the next day she can have a sensory hangover. And I was like, and it's kind of like being drunk and having a hangover from being drunk. And so, well, I've never been drunk. I had a hangover like that. I have had sensory hangovers, and honestly, that's what I think happens to me after Dutch Fest. I am peopled out. I've been outside all day, so my sinuses and my allergies just don't like it. And so the next day I have a migraine. I ache all over. Of course, all of that is from moving stuff and being on my feet for most of the day. So just prepping for that, honestly, is what I'm doing this weekend. Making sure laundry is done, so my week is just as calm as it can be when I get home. Honestly, I'm just working on making my home a nice place for me to come to at the end of the day. That being said, let's move on, shall we? So we did end up going to Michigan. Sorry, I'm popping my knuckles. My husband hates that. But we did go to Michigan. We did go to see my parents. Celebrate my mom's birthday, which was so fun. And then we went out we actually got to stay the night at their house because we didn't have to worry about coming back and taking care of a cat. As sad as that is, it was still nice. It's kind of relief. We can relax at my parents' house and not think, oh, we need to hurry and get back to take care of Daisy. So that was nice. And my parents had this adorable little puppy. Well, she's 4 years old now, but I don't even think she's 5 pounds. She's teeny tiny. And just having that fur baby just kind of helps us with the grieving process of losing our cat. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that either. But we got to see my aunt and uncle, and I don't think Ryan has seen them since before the pandemic. Just because their life is so busy. They're in their mid-70s and they're still going like crazy. So yes, that was fun. sit and chat with them, and for Ryan to talk with them, like, you know, it was just great. And I did go to the yarn shop. I will show you all that later. Because honestly, all the yarn shops around me have closed. There's one still like half an hour away. Last time I went, I got a parking ticket, so I'm kind of not one to go. No, I'll go eventually. Yeah, I'm not sure when I'll go though. We shall see. So we came back from Michigan Saturday night. Sunday, Ryan had to preach, and we had all that stuff, normal Sunday stuff. And then we had a cookout for the church in the evening. And when I put it, so I'm the president of the Sunday school board, although in the Church of the Nazarene we call it Nazarene Discipleship International. So NDI. So I'm the president of the NDI board for our church. And we planned everything. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this cookout. Great. Totally forgot to announce it to the church until like 2 weeks before, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, this is what's going on. Anyway, so when we were discussing it, we were like, we're gonna have it outside, we're gonna do all this because, weather permitting, enjoy the last few nice days of summer because fall is coming. My allergies have told me fall is coming. So, but it was like 90 degrees that day. There were a couple people from the church, and Ryan included. They were just like, do we have to be outside? I was like, yes. And he kept asking me, like, are we sure? Are we sure? Like that whole afternoon. And I was getting ready to. He was already over at the church cleaning grills, getting things ready to go. I finished up getting stuff here, and then I was gonna go over and be like, okay, let's just have it inside. Whatever. As I walk up to him, he's like, so you just want to put the tables and chairs, like get the metal folding chairs and get the tables and put them under the trees here in the shade? And I was like, yeah, okay. No argument. All right. Thankfully, we had some college students to help to move the tables upstairs because I'm getting old. So we got everything outside. We had the food outside. There was just a few hiccups, but it all worked out. And great night of fellowship, great night of food. I did have a little bit of panic because more people showed up than I was expecting, but we got another table out, more chairs. We had plenty of food, honestly. So that was great. And cleaned up, got everything cleaned up, and then we had high school football boys that could take all the tables inside, so that was great. And then I came over to get some Tupperware containers for leftovers, and when I came back over, Ryan walked up and he was like, thanks for making me have it outside. You're welcome. Because when we were in the shade, we had a nice breeze. It was a perfect evening for a cookout outside. And then he even apologized to the other people that had insisted, and he was like, you know what, it really was a good night. So yay. So that was last Sunday, and throughout this week has just been crazy work stuff. But last night I was invited to a birthday party. So both Ryan and I work at Elam. Ryan is a bivocational pastor. He works in the adult services. He's an instructor, and one of his students, he actually watches on Monday nights as well. So Ryan kind of has 3 jobs. But his student Dan. It was his birthday is actually today, but they had a birthday party last night at this really nice steakhouse that Ryan and I have been thinking about going to, but just haven't made it to. But we went there. She had a bunch, like his mom had a bunch of goodie stuff for us. So Dan is he turned 37. But he has autism, and like it was just so much fun. And honestly, it's like, I deal with the craziness of Dutch Fest and everything for him and others and all the other adults and students that we have with special needs and disabilities and all of that. It's like we do it for them. That's why I deal with the crazy ladies. But it was so fun, and we had cake, and when we sang happy birthday to him, and he insisted on, like, he sang along with us, and he's like, to Danny, to Mom, and like he named everybody at the table, and even me, even though he doesn't really know me that well. But I did want to show you, I got these are part of our goodie bags. These wonderful candles. This one is pumpkin spice, which I'm not a fan of eating pumpkin spice or drinking it or like bleh, pumpkin. But I like the smell of this one. And then we got this one, which is autumn harvest. I wish I could tell you what was in it, but yeah, you want to smell? It's a very citrusy smell. So anyway, so now that I've shown you, I can burn those. But yeah, it was a great night of just hanging out with some of Ryan's coworkers because they also spent time with him in the evening. His case manager was there, so it was nice to get to know more about them, as well as meet Dan and get to know him, even though he's a steak. I want steak. Prime rib. New York strip. Yes, that's okay. Good enough. So anyway, that has been my life. This morning I went and worked out. We went and the rest of the stuff from that didn't sell at the junk in the trunk, we took that to our local thrift store. So it's been a busy morning. And now I'm going to rest and relax after this. So with all of that, shall we get on with the yarny goodness? I think we should. So finished objects, I have two. The first one, I don't know if I want to call this like a finished design because it's not, but I just want to get this done. So anyway, so in here was my March Sisters cowl, in a bag made by me. I found this fabric at Hobby Lobby years ago, and it's the exact same fabric that my grandma had used to make something for me. My mom had commented on one of the videos that it was my Easter dress. While yes, it looks just like my Easter dress, it's actually flannel. And I don't think I remember that Easter dress. And this, I want to say it was like a pillow, just a decorative pillow with a lot of white lace ruffly stuff. Honestly can't remember, but anyway. And then I have my thumper pin on there because that's what my nickname was when I was a baby. So, all right. So, March Sisters cowl. Obviously, March Sisters is after Little Women, Louisa May Alcott, because all my designs are based off women who inspire me. I wanted to do several cables because if you do certain cables, like each cable means something different. And so I picked several different cables that would represent each of the 4 sisters. And so I had done one already. You've seen this before. This is the zigzag cable represents Meg, the oldest sister, which is me as well. And also this colorway, this yarn, the colorway is Meg March. So this is my Meg March cowl. And then I wanted to do one where I had all 4 cables representing the girls. All 4 girls. Well, this is the yarn that I was using. It is Yakagani Yarns DK, and the colorway Ravager's Funeral, which is a Guardians of the Galaxy reference. I had used it in a project, didn't like the project, never wore it, so I took it out. That's why the yarn is kinky. But it wasn't the right yarn for this project. So, ripped out the cables, started over, and just did stockinette. That's all it is. Like, look at this yarn. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It's just not for cabling. At least the intricate cabling that I needed to do. But it's still a March Sisters cowl because every once in a while when I'm knitting something, especially when I'm knitting something, I will look up the Morse code and put a little secret code word in Morse code, like through pearls and everything. Kind of like the ladies did when the Nazis occupied Belgium and the Netherlands. So here it looks like it's just a big mess up, but it's not. It actually says March in Morse code. Yeah. So it's still the March Sisters cowl. Yeah, there you go. I love how drapey this is. Like, so cool. So, yeah. So I still am working on this design. Just need to find the right yarn for. So I mean, you can see you can see the cables in this. It's just gorgeous. So it's still a work in progress. Yeah, it is work for me right now because I'm just having trouble with it. But anyway, my second finished object is a prince. So, my church had given me, for my birthday, they gave me a pattern book that's Disney princesses. And then for Christmas, I got the princes. And it's all from Green Frog Crochet. Or I forget her name, like her Instagram name is Green Frog. I don't know her real name. But the pattern will be linked down below, where you can find her Etsy shop. She sells them separately or in a book. So I did my 2 favorite princesses. I did Rapunzel and Tiana, and then I was like, I need to do their princes. And she has a pattern for Eugene or Flynn, however you want to call him. So I made him, but there was no pattern for Prince Naveen. So I mixed and matched, and I made Naveen. Again, I love these patterns. They're great. I just hate the way she has you do the hair. Honestly, like you can see his hair, skin peeking through. I try my best to do his hair the way it's supposed to be. But I will say, when I started working on the hair, I noticed something that I didn't notice in any of these other projects. You're supposed to go up a hook size. Either 0.5 or 0.75 millimeter, like, size. Like, that's part of the problem I've been having, but even going up a hook size, I've still got gaps. Got a huge gap there. So, I'm going to have to figure out something. So since I had Naveen, the glue out for Naveen, I went ahead and did a couple more parts to fix Eugene's hair so his hair looks better. So here's the two princess. And then, of course, I pull down. So there's Tiana and Naveen. So cute. So their little shoes. Yeah, like the hair is just, I don't know. I don't like it. But then there's Rapunzel's hair, which, whoo that was fun. Yeah, so we have Rapunzel and Eugene. Yeah, and she's a lot shorter too. So, okay, where do we put these? We'll put these down here. So those are my finished objects. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more princess. I might do a few more princesses because there's Merida, there's Moana. I love both of them. I want them too. We shall see. And I do have plans. I have to finish the book of ladies, crochet iconic women. Just not sure when I'm going to get to those. Anyway. So, my makes in progress, I have 2. I have 3 actually, because of the crochet memories blanket I'm still working on. Okay. So, first make in progress I want to show you. Living in my retro granny square bag I made myself. Inside is lined as well, and it has this wonderful pin. It's a Chicago hot dog, but it's made out of yarn and notions. So in here is the Daisy Tea. You'll notice the theme as my makes. So we have the Daisy Tea by Yay for Yarn. The yarn that I am using is Cascade Heritage. It's 75, 25 fingering weight. The color is 5719, which is Violet Indigo, which I just love this purple. So yeah, I went to the yarn shop where I originally purchased this yarn. Was able to find the same dye lot still. Thank goodness. So I now have an extra skein because I decided to make it a little longer than the pattern says. So here's panel number 1. Ta-da! And then panel number 2. Let's look at this way. So, last time you saw it, I was here. I had just started. So I've gotten pretty far. Yeah. I think I haven't even finished this repeat yet. Oh, I don't have it here. I think I have one more repeat and then it's time for the sleeves, to add on the sleeves. And there we go. Here we go. Okay. So, Daisy Tea. My other make in progress are the Daisy socks. They are living in this cute bag that was made for me by my friend Lori. Hi, Lori. I have this cute badge on here from the Paris Olympics because my coworker Tara went to the Olympics. So the Daisy socks are by Debbie Ford. The yarn that I am using, having this nice little skein coat, is this gorgeous pink. This is an RMR yarn. Colorway is called Azucena, which means lily. It is a 75-25 blend. And so, here are my socks. I was hoping to get a lot farther last night, but I was just too tired. So here, there's the pattern. Because I'm going toe up, the pattern is facing the opposite direction. Can you see there? Love them. I did go down from my usual 60 stitches for my socks to 56. Yeah, 56. I honestly could have fudged the pattern and made it work with my 60. So, I mean, these are going to be a little tighter than normal on my. So here's where I was last time. And all the way up there. Here's the bottom of my foot. You can see how the yarn is working up. So yeah, I'm using a Lily colorway to make daisy socks, which I love that. And honestly, you know, since we lost our cat Daisy, I've had these projects in my queue for a while. So now I'm making my Daisy stuff. I was like, oh, I should find something with Dixie. But then I was like, I don't know what I could find that would be Dixie named pattern. Maybe I'll have to make something. I don't know. So anyway, pretty much this week, like I just want to concentrate on those two things. There's that, like, they're complicated patterns, but I'm to the point where it's like I know the pattern, and so it won't take too much brain power for me to work on those. And then there's also the crochet memories blanket, which I could work on as well if I wasn't wanting to do either one of those. But honestly, I'm going to get those done. So I'll probably just be working on those two this week. And then once October hits, I have all new projects. So, first one I want to share is actually a present for Ryan. So his birthday is in December, so I've got time to work on it. But I've wanted to make this, you know, something for him. Especially with, you know, the death of our cat. So I put it in my new Disney cat bag. I'm going to make this pattern called The Stair. I'll put the name of the designer up there as well. So I had planned on making him the kitty socks, the kitty ankle socks. It's kind of like mine. But I think he'd wear a hat more if I did that. So I already had the yarn ready. Like, it's already divided up for socks because I do my socks 2 at a time. So the main color will be this blue, which is Valley Yarns Huntington. I forget the colorway. I'll put it on the screen. Like I said, I had everything ready to do socks. So anyway, so we have the black and the white, which represents Dixie. And then we have the gray and the white, which represents Daisy. Not sure how I'm gonna make that work with this pattern. Like I said, once October hits, that's when I can have spare brain power for all of this. And I've got time, got a couple months to get this done for him. It's been living in a Ziploc bag, but now it has a cute project bag. Yeah, if you know of any tips and tricks I could use, I may just see if I could figure out how to do it with their color like with the color patterns that our cats had, with the color pattern that is on the hat. And then the other thing I want to start is actually my own design. It is the podcaster shawl. Like I said, all my designs are based off of women who inspire me, and there's a lot of women podcasters that I just love, whether on YouTube or people that I listen to, like the History Chicks, or Lucy Worsley has one, has several actually. A lot of mine are history podcasters. What's her name? It's two sisters, Olivia and Katie, that talk about women that honestly I've never heard of some of these women. So, who's that? Who else do I like to listen to? Yeah. Anyway, so podcaster Shaw is living in this made by me dodgy bag. You can see. There we go. Dodgy bag. Yeah, this bag is pretty dodgy. So in here is the yarn I will need for my shawl. I got a Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Gnome, which I love those colors. This would have been great for the Lisa Frank mal, honestly. And then for the main base, I have Bernat Softy Baby in the colorway Flannel. So very excited about that. This is one, like, it's a complicated pattern, but like you don't really have, like, I designed it, so I should be able to do it okay, right? And then last but not least, when I was in the yarn shop, obviously my main goal was to get another skein of the Cascade, just so I could, for my Daisy tee. But then of course, you know, you have to walk around, and Hannah from the Cozy Cottage is doing a make along, but it's where you use your, like, a special skein, like a special colorway, special skein that you've been holding on to, or, you know, something that's just special to you. And I was like, I have some in my stash. Maybe I should find some, or maybe I'll buy one while I'm there. And I looked, and like a lot of them were just, nothing was grabbing my attention. Nothing was like, buy me, except for this. So comes in its own bag. It's kind of a kit thing. So it's Morocco yarns, and the bag says "Make some joy today," which I was with my mom, whose name is Joy, and I was like, I think I need this bag, just this bag. And then she was like, when you put like a little 4 up here, so make some for Joy today. But yeah, so it's the Lannis Light Mini Color Pack. So you're gonna get 6 balls that are 96 yards each. It's a sport weight yarn. I got the colors Cool Beach, which I thought was really cute. They had some gray ones. They had some more autumnal colors. This one had purple, so of course I had to buy that. It also comes with a QR code to purchase. I don't know if I have to purchase or if I can just automatically have these patterns. But there's a shawl. They used some to stripe in the sweater. They used it to make the scarf, and then of course this cowl, which I was like, I kind of like that. Yeah, I don't see. Download the entire collection with this QR code. Cool. So this one, the ball band already came off, so yeah, so it's Lannis Light. It's 100% wool, made in Peru. Special blend of Southern American wools. 25 grams, 96 yards. It's a sport weight. Yeah, so I mean, nice. It's a good chunk of wool there. This one is the colorway Driftwood. And then I have aquamarine. This one is Tide. This one is Steel Cut Oats. Grapefruit. And then, of course, the whole reason I bought this one, lavender, which I like that color. So, not sure what I'm going to do with all of them. So, like I said, there's 6 of them. So, we'll see what I decide to do with those. And I'm still trying to decide what I would want to do for the special skein make along. I think that's what it's called. I'll look it up, put it on the screen for you. So maybe I'll make something for Joy in the from those. Anyway, so with that, I'm gonna go now. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I will see you in 2 weeks post Dutch Fest finally. God bless. Bye. Forgot to mention. So, got these new earrings from my mom, speaking of Joy. So I was watching a TikTok video or Instagram reel. I don't remember what it was. They're the same thing. It says, a person with this initial owes you yarn. And it was a letter J. And I was like, Mom, you owe me some yarn. And so she ended up sending me these cute little earrings. Thanks, Mom.